Roanoke Island is known as the Lost Colony because it was mysteriously abandoned by its occupants, who vanished onto thin air without trace. What happened to the Roanoke colonists? This is perhaps the biggest unanswered question in the American history. In 1587, an Englishman named John White was commissioned to found a new colony on a remote island. White and about 117 men, women, and children landed on the Roanoke Island, a small colony in the eastern coast of North America, which is known today as the Outer Banks of North Carolina. The Roanoke Island could have been the first English permanent colony in America had the settlers not disappeared owing to unknown circumstances. There were reportedly attacks from local Americans within the first month, and the colonists, reportedly, desperately, wanted John White to return to England and retrieve more supplies for them, such as food, tools, and more men. He returned to England for more supplies, leaving behind 115 colonists, 87 men, 17 women, and 11 children, including his own wife, daughter, and granddaughter. He hoped to return in 6 months with the supplies. But due to conflicts with the Spanish Navy, John could not return until after 3 years. When John White returned to Roanoke Island, after 3 years, he met the settlement completely abandoned. There was no sign of anyone. All the 115 men, women, and children are nowhere to be found. Eventually, John White came about a cryptic clue as to the whereabouts of the people he left behind. An inscription of the word Croatoan and the letters Crow were mysteriously carved on trees. These were the only signs left by the colonists. Croatoan happens to be the name of a nearby island, which is today known as Hatteras Island, a land occupied by Native Americans. John decided to set sail in search of the colonists, believing they might have moved to the said island. On his way, a storm prevented him from going further. He was forced to return to England and was never able to return to search for the lost colonists. Up till today, the mystery behind the fate of the colonists remains unsolved. In recent times, archaeologists have carried out extensive excavations to try and solve this 400-year-old mystery. In their quest, some were able to dig up a gold ring on the Croatoan soil. This ring was made during the Elizabethan times. This indicates that the colonists got to the Croatoan Island. Another group of archaeologists dug up the hilt of an Elizabethan-era sword, also from the Croatoan Island. These discoveries further aggravate the mysteries behind the disappearance of these colonists, as no skeletons were found, no DNA, no dead bodies, nothing to point to the whereabouts of these settlers. The big question is, where are they? Follow my page, subscribe to my YouTube channel for more stories such as this.